For decades, the green cars of Silverstone existed as a footnote in the Mercedes technical manual, a customer team operating under the constraints of Brackley's engineering leftovers. But as we cross the threshold into January 2026, the power balance of Formula One is undergoing a seismic shift that few truly comprehend. Lawrence Stroll has spent billions not just to compete, but to create an independent industrial superpower that answers to no one. At the heart of this ambition lies a chemical masterpiece forged in the high-security laboratories of Aramco, a sustainable liquid gold that promises to redefine the thermodynamic limits of the 2026 engine. This isn't a mere sponsorship deal, it is a molecular partnership designed to give the new Honda power unit a lethal edge over the established elite. Today, we deconstruct the calculated brilliance of Aston Martin's 2026 project, exploring how the ultimate Technical Avengers have converged to build a car that doesn't just race, but dictates the rules of engagement. This is the story of the green resurrection and the fuel that will ignite it. The 2026 regulations mandate a high-pressure environment where every milligram of fuel must yield maximum energy to survive the removal of the MGUH. Aramco's specialized sustainable blend is being engineered with a higher caloric density than any other synthetic liquid currently on the grid. This allows the Honda V6 to operate at the absolute peak of its 4.8 bar turbo boost limit without suffering from the efficiency drops that plague standard sustainable fuels. By tailoring the fuel's chemical signature to match the specific pre-chamber ignition cycles of the Honda HRC unit, Aston Martin is effectively overclocking the internal combustion process. This synergy is designed to provide a critical horsepower reserve during the high-speed deployment phases, where the 350 kilowatt electrical surge must be perfectly sustained. While rivals struggle with the energy density compromises of drop-in liquids, Aramco is delivering a bespoke catalyst for total dominance. It is a war of chemistry where the winner is decided by the energy released in a microsecond, and at the moment the Green Garage holds the most potent formula. At the heart of the chassis revolution sits the mind of Adrian Newey, who has spent the last year redefining the aerodynamic profile of the 2026 Aston Martin. His first masterstroke is the rumored ghost floor, a design so complex that it creates a virtual seal against the asphalt, maximizing ground effect even under the restricted downforce regulations. Newey has realized that the 2026 cars must be exceptionally efficient in their transitions between high downforce Z mode and low drag X mode. His design ensures that as the active wings shift, the center of pressure remains perfectly stable, preventing the nervous handling that has haunted other teams in their early simulator trials. By integrating the compact Honda powertrain into a hyper-narrow Coke bottle rear end, Newey has managed to shrink-wrap the entire car around the mechanical heart. This level of packaging isn't just about aesthetics, it's about providing a clean, undisturbed air path to the massive rear diffuser, turning the entire car into a synchronized aerodynamic weapon. Newey isn't just solving a puzzle, he's rewriting the physics of how a 2026 Formula One car interacts with the air. Driving the integration between Tokyo and Silverstone is Andy Cowell, the technical visionary who led Mercedes during their undisputed reign. Cowell's arrival at Aston Martin is a declaration of war against the status quo, as he brings with him a decade of secrets regarding high-performance energy management software. His role is to ensure that the massive 350 kilowatt output of the MGUK is perfectly synchronized with the torque delivery of the Honda V6 and the specific burn characteristics of the Aramco fuel. Cowell is working alongside Enrico Cardile, the former Ferrari technical head, to ensure that the mechanical grip provided by the suspension matches the brutal energy output of the power unit. This triangulation of talent, Newey on aero, Cowell on powertrains and Cardile on chassis, has created a fortress of engineering that is unparalleled in the modern era. By recruiting the best minds from the three biggest dynasties in F1 history, Lawrence Stroll has effectively bypassed the standard learning curve. They are building a car that is not only fast in isolation, but perfectly balanced in the heat of a race distance, making it the most cohesive package on the 2026 grid. While the engineering war intensifies, a geopolitical battle for the soul of F1 is being fought in the boardroom regarding the potential entry of Cadillac and General Motors. For Lawrence Stroll, the arrival of another industrial giant means that Aston Martin must solidify its position as the premier Western powerhouse before the Americans can disrupt the hierarchy. The massive financial backing from Aramco has allowed Aston Martin to outspend almost every other team on the grid, investing in cutting-edge simulation facilities that rival even the largest aerospace companies. This economic fortress ensures that the team can weather the storms of the budget cap while still pushing the boundaries of legal technical grey zones. By aligning with Honda and Aramco, Stroll has created a political and technical buffer that makes Aston Martin untouchable in the current negotiation landscape. They aren't just fighting for trophies, they are fighting to maintain their dominance in an era where the entry barriers are being constantly tested by American billions. In this high-stakes environment, being the D-Works representative of both a Japanese engine giant and a Saudi energy titan is the ultimate strategic insurance policy. No technical masterpiece is complete without the minds that direct it on the battlefield, and the most anticipated recruitment in the F1 paddock involves Gianpiero Lambiase, better known as GP. As the longtime race engineer for Max Verstappen, GP is the guardian of the winning mentality that has defined the last half-decade. Reports are now reaching a fever pitch that Aston Martin has made a senior leadership offer that Lambiase may find impossible to refuse, effectively decapitating the strategic brain of Red Bull. Working under the direct request of Adrian Newey, GP would be the final piece of the leadership puzzle, bridging the gap between the design office in Silverstone and the pressure of the pit wall. The recent arrival of operations director Paul Field has already solidified the internal structures, but Lambiase would bring the tactical secrets of the world champion directly to Fernando Alonso's cockpit. If this exodus continues, Red Bull will find themselves technically hollowed out just as the 2026 war begins. Aston Martin isn't just hiring staff, they are systematically acquiring the intellectual property of their greatest rivals. The roadmap to the 2026 title hits its first definitive milestone on January 20th in Tokyo, where Honda is set to pull the covers off the Project 678 power unit. This isn't just a corporate presentation, it is the official unveiling of the most integrated engine-fuel partnership in the history of the sport. Honda is determined to silence the skeptics who questioned their decision to abandon Red Bull for an independent Aston Martin project. The data expected from the Tokyo reveal will highlight a power unit that is not only lighter, but possesses a thermal stability that allows for aggressive electrical harvesting cycles that others currently cannot match. By designing the combustion chamber specifically around the chemical properties of Aramco's sustainable blend, Honda has bypassed the efficiency loss that usually accompanies the transition away from fossil fuels. On January 20th, the world will finally see the heart of the beast, and it will be a warning shot to Mercedes and Ferrari that the green era is no longer a dream, but a cold, mechanical reality. The technical war for 2026 is moving out of the dyno rooms and onto the world stage. Ultimately, the 2026 Aston Martin project is a strategic checkmate that has been 5 years in the making. By aligning the aero genius of Newey, the engine mastery of Honda, and the chemical supremacy of Aramco, Lawrence Stroll has created a machine that is poised to dismantle the existing F1 hierarchy. The liquid gold in their tank is the fuel for a new kind of dominance, one where independence is not a weakness, but the ultimate strength. 2026 is the moment where the green cars finally transcend their midfield origins to become the absolute benchmark of the grid. Will the combined weight of these legends be enough to put Fernando Alonso back on top of the world, or has the ambitious Stroll project climbed a mountain too high? Let us know in the comments below. Do you think the Honda-Aramco partnership is the strongest on the 2026 grid? This is Formula Perspective, and the future is getting faster every single day. Subscribe to stay ahead of the technical curve. We'll see you in the next deep dive analysis.